Hello everybody and welcome back to Simulation Section. You join me, I'm Animal Central, I'm that person. This is the Simulation channel where you join me at crew. A little bit different compared to what we've been doing recently. Now I have mentioned in a couple of videos that when I purchased the Huddersfield line in order to get the Airedale line working, I also purchased the North Wales route because they were both on sale. Steam does a lot of sales on Train Simulator add-ons and DLCs and bits like that, and they were doing an absolute mega sale over the winter period. So I snapped this up, and I snapped this up because I've been on this line. I have travelled on this line as a passenger, and I have been on this line quite a number of times, and I've also been on it on a Voyager. So in this video, we're going to be taking this lovely unit, which is a Class 221 Voyager. That no longer operates on the Avanti West Coast network. So again, another cool thing. I did want to take it because I was like, oh yeah, they don't operate anymore, and that's cool. And we're going to be taking it from crew on a direct 20-minute run to Chester. That should be fun. So we'll get the game unpaused. Just before I started recording, I came up with a welcome message for the scenario, and I clicked that, and then I opened the doors because, as you can see, it is a point-scoring scenario, so I kind of want to do relatively well on it. So hopefully that is the case. So we will get it all set up. I need to get the lights on. Where's the lights? Let's find the lights. Do we have some lights? Do we have some lights? Cool. Entrance and lighting. Don't need that. I don't need cab lighting. I think we might have to use. Oh, there we go. There we go. And that is daytime. There we go. So we are now ready to go. We have sorted that. So without a doubt, let's make a move. Because it is a proper scenario, we have to do it properly. So we'll get this unit departed, put it on power 2. So, these Voyagers, these 221s, this comes with this add-on, which is, as I say, the North Wales route. Now, the North Wales route covers up to Holyhead, and that's the bit I find really cool up at the Isle of Anglesey. And what we're doing in this video is we're doing sort of the other side of the route, so the other, like, extremity of the network. As you can see, a lot of trains. So we're doing the bit from crew to Chester. So very, very simple section of route this. Not the most exciting in the world. I will pause it very briefly. You've got crew station that, oh gosh, don't want to do that. You've got crew station that's pretty cool. I'm not a fan of crew, I'm going to be honest. I've spent too many times, way too many times stuck here on a connecting train. The reason that I wanted to drive with this is I do have looking back, a nice and funny story, but at the time it wasn't so funny, involving one of these, this railway line, and a lot of water. A lot of water. Because what we're doing now is actually something that I tried to do a couple of years ago, and didn't manage to succeed. At the time we were heading to the West Midlands, and we were coming back from Holyhead after the New Year's and all of that lot. We jumped on the ferry and everything was fine. And then as we were on the ferry, there was a lot of rain, a considerable amount of rain. And as a result of this considerable amount of rain, I've got distracted. Sorry, everybody. There's the APTs here. That's cool. I like that. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, that's the ground. I need to stop accelerating the wrong way. We have a possible good screenshot up yet? No. Looks really dull. It looks really, really dull. And the Avanti West Coast liver is actually alright. But I did actually try this at one point. I did try and achieve this section, and we got back, and it turns out that half the railway network around the area was flooded. So we managed to get from Holyhead, and we got literally as far, I believe, as crew. I think it was. I'm sure we got as far as crew. We got as far as crew, and then everything stopped. I think it might have been just before. I can't remember. I'm sure it was crew. I'm sure it was Crewe, and then I'm pretty certain we caught a rail replacement bus from Crewe to Chester or something like that. Something along the lines of. Something along the lines of that. But basically, I ended up flooded, and we didn't end up doing this section. So when I saw this scenario existed, just focusing on this section, I thought, yeah, we'll give that a crack, give that a go. Because it's a nice way to get us into the North Wales route. It allows me as well to see how many of you are actually interested in the North Wales route for possible future videos. So it helps me to know that as well, so I know how much interest there is. Because it is a route that I do really like. I do really like this route. Like as a passenger, so I've really wanted to drive it. That's why I ended up buying it. But I also want to see how much you lot enjoy it. Unfortunately, as I say, we are using the basic DTG scenarios that come with the route at the moment. So we're using the basic route scenarios for now. But I am looking to acquire some more scenarios very soon. So if you've got any scenarios that you highly recommend and you'd like to see me cover on here, please do let me know, and I'll look into getting them. But it is a really nice route, and I also really wanted to drive a Voyager because it's cool. It is really cool driving one of these. It is cool. So I just thought, yeah, we'll give it a go. Something a bit different for us because we've been doing a lot of DMU action, a lot of bits like that. So we'll do this something totally different. And it's a Voyager. And it is quite apt for our topic of West Yorkshire and sort of like Northern Rail and stuff like that. It is very apt for that at the moment, that we're really doing a lot of focus on with the Airedale line. In the fact that these are now operating, or quite a number of these are now operating on up to Bradford, not to the Foster Square, but to the interchange with Grand Central, because Grand Central acquired quite a number of these, in fact. So they've got quite a number of these units in use now that they Avanti have their variations of the 800. I would be lying to you if I said I knew exactly what they were numbered. I don't. Unfortunately, I'm not kept up to date much with them. I know that EUMR now have their ARs as well. That means the Meridians are going on to Lumo, and I know that much. There's a lot of change going on. I do have the Meridian in Train Sim. I do have it, did 222 and 221. I don't have the Midland Main Line. I've not heard the best things about it, if I'm honest. So I've not got the Midland Main Line. It is a route that I might look into at some point, but I've not heard many good things about it. So it is a route I'm not 100% bothered about at the moment. Although it is again a route that I travel on as a passenger a fair bit nowadays. It's just not something I'm particularly bothered about. So this route that we're doing is pretty much entirely in England. I'm pretty certain it's either this or just after Chester, where the route ever so slightly skates into Wales, because we're very much on the border doing this route, this section. But when you go from sort of like Crewe and onwards, and Chester and onwards, and sort of that way, you very much get into the world of the excitement of Wales when you sort of head westwards. And as I say, I'm really wanting to do a run from Holyhead. I've eyed up a scenario using a pacer that I've got. I don't know how well mentally I will be able to cope with a pacer for that long, but I do think it will be a laugh. So I'm either going to use the pacer or the Class 158. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. I'll also base it on what people have watched and liked and all of that lot. So do make sure you're liking the videos that you enjoy watching. I do always say that because when you do like them, how YouTube works is if you like the videos and what have, and you click that like button, they come up as recommended for more people who like those sorts of videos, and yeah, it sort of goes from there really, and then hopefully we have more people joining us on the channel. That would be really nice. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I've stopped in a really nice spot. Oh, I'm going to be honest with you folks, I didn't intend that, but that is, yeah, that's quite pleasant. Very pleasant in fact. So let's zoom in on this, because that looks really nice. I'm actually quite happy with that screenshot. The one thing I'm not happy with, that I'm going to be entirely honest with you all, is to say how expensive this route is normally. I'm not impressed with the fact that that texture hasn't loaded properly. Let's have a little look. Like, look at that from the distance. See, using very low res from a distance textures. Interesting. You don't get that on the Airedale line. not to brag in any shape or form. You don't get that on there. Yeah, it looks good. It's just the problem is as you can see, I've literally zoomed it in there, and that's coming up as low res. That's really annoying, is that? Especially saying that this is only a 4 car. What would it be like if I was trying to get the full 8, an 8 car, like a 2 4 sets put together in one thing? Like, shame is that. Something else you do notice really quickly with this is, if you look at it, you've not got the same. I mean, it is a couple of years old as this line now, and I did intend to get it when it came out, and I just never did. You do notice definitely a contrast from the Airedale line with like the quality and the detail and stuff like that. It's still a lovely route, still really, really nice, but I've not got the same level of detail on this track, so it feels like it's missing things, because I've literally just come off driving the Airedale line, as usual. I've just come off driving that, but as you can see, it's like, I feel like there should be other markers and things here, there should be other signage, and there should be other trackside bits there, but there just isn't. That is really annoying. Oh, that tilt looks good. I'll power it off. Oh, I've paused it. I didn't press the screenshot button. I pressed the pause button. I was like, oh no, the game has given up. No, it's me. I've clicked the wrong button. So by the looks of it, we're doing quite well for time. I don't want to floor it too much. We're doing quite well. And as I say, a nice shorter video. We've had quite a lot of longer train sim videos recently, so a bit of a shorter video to add into the mix. Because when I looked at it, I was like, oh, 20-minute scenarios, that's exciting. Because usually when you've got these scenarios for train sim, they are really long. Some of them can be really long, and they're really, really fun, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it's nice to just do a short run. That's why I like some of the lines like Darlington Bishop Auckland line, for example, because they're just a little bit shorter. Not as long, not as arduous, just a nice little mix between, so you're not feeling like you're doing like millions and millions of miles all the time. So I've got a nice little short run to add into the mix. And now we will slowly let that reduce for this 65, I think. I'm paused on the AWS button. I'm expecting an AWS warning. Let's hope it works, as it should. There we go, sorted. And from the video with the pacer that I've done literally just before this, there we go, forgot which way around this one was. This one's all on one button. You don't have a separate brake, because it is in real life like just one lever. Just pan it down a little bit more, just to make sure that we are definitely there. There we go. There we go. So we're in good timing for that speed restriction. I just want this scenario to be achieved and ticked off, because now I've got the AWS properly cracked, like I did before when I used to play this. For some reason, things have changed. I don't know. I really don't know, but things have changed. Now I've got the AWS thing cracked. This video is like a demonstration of I can actually work it with the AWS properly without having to go, oh my gosh, it's going to stop every few seconds. So because we've sorted that, this is a demonstration that works. So for future videos, it's going to work, all being well. As long as we don't fail on anything in the next few minutes. Driving one of these is cool. I'm going to admit it is cool, and as I say, I do a lot of DMU stuff. So because I do quite a lot of DMU driving, I don't really appreciate these as much as I really should. all the other routes and all the other units I have. I do not appreciate them quite as much as I should do. But a run like this is really nice. It's something different. It's really nice, really like exciting, and it is a cool line. And to be fair, we're probably going to do more of the DMU scenarios on here because that's just the kind of person I am. But it is nice to get in a Voyager, have a run to Chester, and go forth for that. Something I will point out though, especially with this being a scenario that comes with the route, there's not that much traffic. There's a few bits and bobs leaving through, but we've not passed anything at all. I will definitely be looking into other scenarios for this route, other like more realistic ones and bits like that. If people are interested in it, this is sort of like treading the water a little bit to see if this is a route that you are all interested in watching. That's kind of what we're here for. So this is kind of just a tester, just to see what we're interested in. And if people are interested in this and enjoying this, I do really want to do more videos on it. Obviously, got to make sure you all want to watch it because yeah, it kind of works that way. And then we'll see. And as I said, just send me in some suggestions of what you'd like to see. Would you like me to use like just the standard 158 or 175, like the one coming towards us? There we go, 175. I do want to have a drive of that, to be fair. I will be doing a run with a 175. We've got a lot to talk about with them going on the Great Western Railway line. And to be fair, because I have because I do have the 175, I would imagine there'll be some debranded reskin for it going round on the GWR network, and they've been going up and down the Riviera line, so there is a possible scope there for us to possibly take one of them on the Riviera line. So again, if people would be interested in that, I'm very, very down for that. Because I think I've only been on 175 once, and I went to all ahead. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was on a stopper line, absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. It was lovely. It was very, very nice, was that. So we're due there in about 6 minutes. The only thing that I will say is the reason why I don't tend to do most like runs a lot with the high speed express trains is because I do really, really like the stop-start nature of the DMUs. I think there's a lot more to talk about. It's like, here, what can I describe to you all? Oh yes, fields. Lots and lots of fields. Why is that so? I can't help but notice that there's no sound outside. That's a bit weird. Oh, we're passing another train. We're making up for the lack of AI traffic. We go 158. We're very much making up for the lack of... Oh, no, come on. No, we're losing points. No, we don't want to do that. I knew I'd do it at least once. I knew I would. At least once. I was distracted by 158. If anybody asks, the 158 distracted me. This is the thing, I do prefer the stop-start nature of them. And don't get me wrong, I really do want to do the line from Holyhead, but I think we'll have to do the stopper. Because I just think if we just do the express, I don't think we'll get the full feel for the route. And as someone that has been on the 158 expresses and has also done the stoppers, I do prefer the stopper because there's so much scenery on the line, so much scenery. And you do really get to appreciate it all when you do it on the stopper route. When you're going on the fast, you don't notice it as much. And we've also got to obviously drive under the castle. That's got to happen. We've got to drive under the castle because that is what this route is iconic for. That is what it is iconic for, is driving through the castle. So we must do that. One problem I will mention with this is it doesn't sort of stick at speed. It feels like it just doesn't have much of a gliding ability. a bit annoying. Usually when you got like the DMU or something, I mean, we're on the flat, they usually sort of glide themselves. Yes, there's friction and stuff like that in life, like I'm aware of that. However, it just feels like there could be a little bit less resistance on it, just a smidge. Caught that straight away. Yeah, I think it's just like the Armstrong Powerhouse stuff. You've got to be a bit more careful with how you apply the AWS, because to this, I didn't even finish clicking it and it clicked on. So apparently we're due there in 2 minutes, apparently, or 2.5 minutes, and then we're going to get there. Keep going steady, I think, at it. Oh, there's a friend up there, how exciting. Tony Chester. It's also really weird driving on this and just literally using the accelerator and not having the brake feature. Like, it's really odd driving these. I'm used to having it all on one button. All on like the brakes on one and the accelerator on the other. It's really weird driving one of these. Well, obviously they literally just have a single throttle, so that's obviously been replicated, but it is strange. So yeah, this is a Chester Terminator, is this? So this is finishing at Chester. So we will keep at this speed. A little bit, because I'm conscious that we are losing time. Yes, I am aware that we're losing time. I don't want to speed up too much, really. I just want to make sure we get there within like a minute. So tone it down a little bit more. Just a smidge. There we go. Just make sure that we are definitely. There we go. We're definitely within the speed. And then a little bit more to tone it down to 20. And then here we are, Chester. I've been to Chester quite a few times on the train. A nice station, Chester. Actually, quite a nice station. No, I didn't want to just ease off on that because it is flat. So should be able to go in at this speed now. Yeah, this looks like Chester. The sort of half there canopy that also isn't half there. Just make sure the whole train gets on. The joys of this is it's quite a small platform for us. There we go, we're all on the platform. Pop it up, and that's ahead. There we go. Not what I was expecting. I'm going to be honest. Just ahead. And let's have a little look at Chester. I have caught a Northern train that just dropped me off there. I've also been through here on Transport for Wales stuff. amongst all sorts of other bits and various bits and bobs. Yeah, with that very, very nice finishing view, I think we will call the video there. So I do hope you enjoyed it. Something a little bit different. Also allow me to test out my AWS to make sure I'm actually good with that for future videos. I've really enjoyed this run, nice and easy. Don't get me wrong, I do prefer my DMU runs when we stop start stations and stuff like that. But it's been nice to actually do a run on the North Wales coast route because I've been wanting to crack on with this for a little bit now. I'm really excited to do the Holyhead section, having been there loads. So if you are interested and you've got a particular suggestion of unit you'd like to see on that or scenario you'd like to see on that, please do let me know and I'll look into that. I don't tend to drive the high-speed trains that much, but if you have enjoyed it, do let me know and I'll look into driving some more. Although for me, the lovely 158 in the corner is my usual staple diet. But it was nice to drive the Avanti. 221 the Voyager. I've been on many Voyagers on the sort of line up to Holyhead and caught them in passing and bits like that. So it was really nice to go on one. I did enjoy it. Did enjoy driving one. Really cool, especially now that they're not about as much anymore and they're not on the Avanti network. So that was cool. With all that said and done, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have done, do be sure to click that like button so that more people can find the video and enjoy it just like you have, and then we can allow our channel to grow. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel simulation section for more content like this from Train Simulator and OMSI 2 the Bus Simulator. You can also check out my main channel and More Central for content from the real life transport industry around buses, trams and trains. And you can also follow the progress of the 2 buses I've bought and are currently doing up and sorting. With all that said and done, thank you all for watching and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye for now. Bye.